everyday food, we like to expand the definition of one pot to pans because we love making one whole meal on a pan. And our favorite pan to do it on is a rimmed baking sheet. Today I'm roasting a chicken with acorn squash, and then I'm gonna make a little salad with my roasted squash and radicchio later. Check it out. Scoop out the seeds from a halved acorn squash. You know, you could use butternut squash here if you wanted to. Kabocha squash, have you ever heard of that? Use that if you have it. Any kind of dense flesh winter squash will do, but butternut would be a good substitute, though you'd probably only want to use maybe a half of a butternut. You want to cut your squash into 1/2-inch wedges, and the great thing, honestly, about acorn squash is that you don't have to peel it, because when you roast it, the skin is edible. Make sure you scrub it really well, and if you can get organic, even better. If you substitute the butternut like I suggested, you will have to peel it. You're not gonna wanna eat that skin. It's much too tough. I have a rimmed baking sheet. It's the aforementioned favorite cooking vessel for roasting things all in one pan. I'm just gonna distribute my squash pieces around a chicken. This is about 3.5 or 4 pounds. Try to make them all in one layer. Drizzle the squash with a tablespoon of oil. And while you're at it, you can drizzle your chicken with a little bit of oil too. That helps with the browning. Season with salt and pepper. And then you're gonna wanna make sure everything is evenly coated so it doesn't stick. So sort of rub your squash. I guess you're gonna have to rub your chicken too. And I season pretty generously. I usually use about a tablespoon of coarse salt. There we go. Rub the skin, the olive oil that you drizzled on the skin, and then tie the legs to ensure even cooking. You don't have to tie the legs together, but it definitely makes your chicken cook more evenly, protecting the sides of the breast meat from overcooking, and it also gives a really nice shape. So if you're gonna present a whole chicken at the table, you want it to look pretty, right? Okay. Have your oven preheating to 450 degrees, and you're gonna roast this until an instant read thermometer inserted in the thickest part of the chicken thigh reads 165 degrees. That could take 40 to 50 minutes. You might want to flip your squash over once during cooking. You know what I really like to do? I like to make a little salad to go with my squash so I have some freshness with my roastedness. I think it's a nice contrast. So for my salad, I'm going to make a mustardy vinaigrette, 2 teaspoons of grainy mustard. You could use Dijon too if you have that and you don't have grainy. Don't bother going out and getting it. Just use the Dijon. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. 1, 2, and then a 1/4 cup of olive oil. It's a little lower on olive oil than the standard ratio, which is good because that means it's a little lower in fat. Black pepper and some salt. And just remember, there's oil already on your squash and on your chicken, so you're sort of offsetting it with that. Whiskey. And then because the squash is so sweet and the chicken is so intense, a little bit of a bitter green is nice. And obviously, in this case, it's not a green at all. It's a red, it's radicchio. Just remove the core of the radicchio. This is a really dense radicchio. And then you can either tear or cut the radicchio into bite-sized pieces. I'm gonna cut mine. Tearing is nice too, but I'm not that worried about damaging these leaves, so I feel like cutting them is perfectly fine. 40 to 50 minutes has passed. I'm gonna get my chicken. While your chicken rests, you can platter up your salad. Put your squash on. Sort of layer your squash and your radicchio with some parsley, about a 1/2 cup of parsley for the beauty effect. Don't over radicchio because it's quite strong. And you like a little bit of the bitterness, but you don't want to overwhelm. Make sure you leave a little room in the center for your chicken. Okay, put that here. And then about a 1/2 cup of parsley leaves. Sprinkle with some parsley. Then drizzle with your dressing, and you can save some dressing on the side to serve with each serving and to drizzle over your chicken as well. Now you get your bright, sort of slight bitterness from your radicchio and the sweetness from your squash and the rich deliciousness from your chicken. Oh, gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Fantastic, totally fantastic. All on one pan. Yeah, you used a bowl too, but who's counting? Certainly not me. I don't really count a bowl. It's beautiful. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.